What's up, guys? It's SRC bringing you another live gameplay here on Modern Warfare 3. This time it's a domination game on the map Carbon. I really have started to enjoy this map. One of the reasons why I think is because it's one of the few maps here in Modern Warfare 3 that has predictable spawn points. And what I mean by that is on this map you'll see here we start off at the bottom at A. The other team is going to be up at the top of the map. And you kind of know where the other team is based on where your team is. And so if we push too far up here, we're going to know that the spawn's flipped and the other team will start spawning back at the bottom. I've definitely noticed in Modern Warfare 3 there's a much more aggressive spawn system. And by that I mean they're much more inclined to spawn people a lot closer to the action or closer to where the other team is, kind of regardless of where they're positioned. I've definitely had several encounters where I've been what I thought was towards the back of the map, and then we're pushing forward, and then all of a sudden a bad guy spawns right behind us and shoots us all in the back. So in Black Ops, it didn't seem like that happened very often. It seemed like the only time you would spawn behind teammates or behind the enemy, I should say, and have a good vantage point on killing people immediately is only when you were spawn trapped. Obviously, you'll have a good vantage point on the other team, but typically, if you weren't spawn trapped, you would spawn, you'd have to run a little ways or go around a corner to find the other team. And here, I've seen that there's definitely cases where you'll be in a room and somebody will spawn behind you, or you'll just in the next doorway somebody will spawn. So this map here seems a little bit more controlled, a little bit more what we're used to. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about today is the domination map, or the domination game type. That also seems a little bit different to me than it did in Black Ops. It seems like in Black Ops, domination was primarily a fight for the B flag. One team would start at A, one team would start at C, and whoever controlled their side and pushed to B and held B was going to be the winner of that. On this map, that tends to be the case, but generally from other maps I've played, it doesn't seem like that's necessarily the way domination plays out any longer. There's been a few maps where we don't even start by an A or a C flag. We start out where B is the closest. And so it does, obviously, the way the game works is that there's always going to be that struggle for the second flag, but it's not anymore just the B flag. It just really depends on where your team's positioned, and it seems like it changes quite a bit throughout the game. So, the winning team will have the two closest flags to them. The other team might come and take one, which causes the other team to move over and take another flag. And so that's something that has been definitely something of an adjustment. I think it's just another way to kind of stop the camping. Teams aren't really setting up anymore and staying in the same spot the entire game, because you typically are moving around. You might have A and B, and then they might take A, so now you go and take C, so now you have B and C, and then they might take B, so now you're taking C and A. So it's definitely a different way of playing domination. I actually kind of like it, but it definitely does keep you on your toes. And that's just one more way that, I guess, one more piece of evidence to kind of prove my point here, that I think Modern Warfare 3 is a little bit more chaotic game. I think it's a little bit more difficult to keep a really low death gameplay. In Black Ops, I would definitely have the ability to get games where I would go flawless or only have one or two deaths. And in Modern Warfare 3, I've had a really hard time keeping my deaths low. It seems like I'll go for the objective, or I'll go for some dog tags, or I'll go to kill somebody, and there's somebody behind me or somebody in a window I didn't see. I think part of that is that we're just new to the game and you're still learning the maps and kind of the positions and knowing which corners to check when you walk out of doorways. But part of it just seems like the way the game is structured. And I've seen that from other YouTube commentators, that they've also talked about how it's difficult to have a really just beasting score or real low death game, I guess. I mean, it's definitely possible to have really high scores, but I think there's going to be some deaths that follow really almost no matter what. And if you have a flawless game, if you're going 20-0 or 30-0, that it's more of a rare thing than a typical occurrence. So that's just my opinion so far. I am by no means a great player. I don't claim to be a great player. If you want to see great players on YouTube, You know, there's definitely some MLG guys that have YouTube channels, and you can go watch competitive gameplay. I try and bring you good gameplay and something that I have to add value to hopefully you, or just, you know, some entertainment to watch somebody else play and maybe learn a little bit about the game. On this map here, I actually ended up with several different care packages that turned out to be pretty good. I started off with the Predator missile. I ended up getting the Osprey Gunner, which is pretty awesome. And now here to finish the game up, I've got the Juggernaut Assault perk again. So that's definitely something that I still am recommending, the care package. Every game I've played, I've gotten something that's been really outstanding. And when you run those low kill streaks, you can get so many care packages. So it can put together a really nice game for you. I think I finished this game like 25-4 or 24-4, something like that. And so it turned out to be a pretty good game. And you know, it seemed like most of the game I was on a kill streak of some sort. I think what I'm going to do when I get up here in a couple levels is build a rushing class once I unlock the Dead Silence perk. And the Dead Silence will make it so that I don't make noise. And I think that the sound in this game is so good that people just see you coming even more, or well, I guess I should say hear you coming even more than they have in previous games. And so I think Dead Silence is going to be a pretty strong perk. I'm probably going to build a class with the P90 with a silencer and rapid fire, and then use Dead Silence and see what kind of gameplays I can put together there. Also, I'm going to have a gameplay and a video about the golden guns in this game, and that should be coming out tomorrow or Saturday at the latest, where I'll tell you everything that you need to know about gold guns. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support. It's been great so far. And just if you could subscribe to my channel, there's going to be videos coming out every day. And give it a like if you could. And other than that, I'll see you in the game. Thanks a lot.